Welcome to History Decoded. Today, we're uncovering the story of one of the darkest chapters in modern history, the Great Depression. A global economic collapse that not only shattered financial systems, but left an indelible mark on society. How did it happen? And what were the effects on everyday life? Let's dive in. It was the Roaring Twenties, an era of jazz, glitz, and glamour. The American economy was booming, fueled by mass production, technological innovations, and a soaring stock market. People believed the good times would never end, but beneath the surface, cracks were forming. Industrial output had outpaced demand, creating a surplus. Banks offered easy credit, encouraging risky investments. The stock market became a speculative bubble, inflated by unrealistic optimism. It was a house of cards waiting to collapse. The crash of 1929. October 29, 1929, known as Black Tuesday, marked the beginning of the end. The stock market plummeted, wiping out billions of dollars in wealth overnight. Investors panicked, selling off stocks at a loss, and banks that had invested in the market began to fail. The crash wasn't the sole cause of the Great Depression, but it was the spark. The financial system spiraled into chaos. Banks closed their doors, businesses shut down, and unemployment skyrocketed. The causes of the Great Depression. So, what caused this economic catastrophe? Stock market speculation. People borrowed money to invest, assuming stock prices would rise forever. When the bubble burst, the debts became unpayable. Bank failures. Without insurance, millions lost their life savings as over 9,000 banks collapsed. Decline in consumer spending. With less money in circulation, demand for goods plummeted, forcing businesses to cut production. Agricultural overproduction. Farmers had produced far more than the market could consume, driving prices down and leaving them in debt. Global trade collapse. High tariffs like the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act strangled international trade, worsening the crisis worldwide. Effects on society. The human cost of the Great Depression was staggering. By 1933, unemployment in the U.S. had reached 25%. Families lost their homes and lived in makeshift camps, often called Hoovervilles, after President Herbert Hoover, who was widely blamed for the crisis. Bread lines and soup kitchens became lifelines for the hungry. Rural areas were hit hard, especially during the Dust Bowl, a severe drought that turned fertile lands into desert. Farmers abandoned their fields, migrating west in search of work. The psychological toll was equally devastating. People lost hope. Suicides spiked, and birth rates fell. The American dream felt like a cruel joke. The global impact. The Great Depression didn't stop at America's borders. Economies around the world collapsed. Germany, already struggling with reparations from World War I, saw skyrocketing unemployment and hyperinflation. This economic despair created fertile ground for the rise of extremist leaders like Adolf Hitler. Countries like Britain and France also faced massive declines in trade and industrial output, leading to widespread social unrest. Cultural responses to the Depression. Despite the hardships, the Great Depression gave rise to some of the most iconic cultural works in history. Writers like John Steinbeck captured the era's struggles in novels like The Grapes of Wrath. Music, particularly blues and folk, became a voice for the downtrodden, with artists like Woody Guthrie singing about the plight of the working class. Hollywood, too, played its part. Films became an escape for people, offering stories of hope, resilience, and even laughter in the face of despair. Community solidarity and adaptation. Amidst the turmoil, communities found ways to survive. Bartering replaced cash transactions, and neighbors helped one another through cooperative efforts. The Great Depression wasn't just an economic disaster. It was a period of profound human struggle and triumph. Thank you for joining us on History Decoded as we explored this monumental chapter in history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue uncovering the stories that define our world. Until next time.